It's okay. It's okay. No, 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 no! Ah! Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. It's gonna go. Oh my God, why? All right, let's go to the proving grounds. We're gonna clean up. Oh my God! Ah! Ah! Oh, fuck! Oh, ah, I found him! Oh, I found him! Oh, I hate it! I hate it. Ah! Oh, jeez. Shit, that's creepy. Like, oh my God! Onward. And like up or downward, I don't know, we gotta look. Ah! Ah! Thanks for stopping by. Ah! 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 Professor Mirror, size queen for the new millennium. I said it. I said it. Thank you. Okay, we're not gonna miss it. I'm not gonna miss it. No, I'm not gonna miss it. I'm not gonna miss it this time. I missed it. But we gotta zoom in on the face. Look on over, come on over, come. Okay, we need to keep moving. No, come back! There you are. No, you noodle! Oh my God, oh, paint me like one of your French models or whatever the line is. Look at the... Oh, that's a butthole. Is that supposed to be its face, you all? Because that's obviously a cat butt. What the f***? You know, I leave for a few generations of Pokemon, and by that I mean everything since first gen. And suddenly we got cat assholes. I don't know anymore, you guys. Apparently we're collecting booties when we sticker this booty up. Sticker this booty up is a thing I just said on my stream in front of you all. Let's go art the shit out of some butt pics. You all, that caption. You all, that caption. Okay, here's the really important question. Do we think we can make this spiral small enough to be his nose? Maybe. Maybe though. That looks like his asshole. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Which like feels like it's using the architecture of the butt less. I think it's because of the perspective, like the sticker is flat and the ass is curving. Sorry, I forgot what we were doing for a minute. Okay, now I will say, the butt face on this one. The face on this butt. I could forget. Ah! Woo! Ah! Yee! Stealth! Do I maybe need a power that I don't have? Usually it tells me. The duck! You noodle. You utter noodle. Fine, I will take a potion. Noodle! I believe in you. So many near falls. I know, I hate it. It's so stressful. Ah, you banana. You nougat. Yes, yes, yes. Loving it, hating it. Loving it, no hating it! Okay, here we go. Jump, double jump, little fly, turn it around. Sure, whatever, just get it around. Can we get it? Yep, over here, please! Stealth! Can't really call it Phoenix, can we? Stealth! I can't imagine you really want this pearl this bad. Stealth! 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 Hello, God, all the buttons. I'm a professional streamer. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm Okenyo. I'm DM Jazzy Hands. We're here for season 10, episode 3 of The Last Refuge, and we have so many wonderful guests with us today. So let's go around and say hello. We have all 4 players with us here before the show. How very exciting. So who's going to say hi first? Karin, let's start this way. Start in the top right. Top left. Words are hard.
Hi, everyone. You know who I am.
Do they?
Go around. Well, yeah, because Karin's been here the last couple of weeks. And who do you play?
Oh, I play Kit.
Yeah. And then Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex, and I play Flick.
Yeah.
See, Karin, that's how one introduces oneself on the air.
Listen, I had a very long day of many Zoom meetings.
Just
My brain is
kidding.
not
Oh, the
functioning.
best.
All right, and then let's go down to the left, which I believe is Lydia.
Lydia. Hello, I'm Lydia. Actually, pronounced Lydia. And I play Bazdira.
Yeah. And then we had her voice last week, but not her camera. Now we can see her face. Hi, Taryn.
Hello, I'm Taryn, and I play Bria.
Yeah.
That's how we do. I actually was not entirely paying attention.
That's super fine.
I'm feeding 2 small children.
I know. And I always forget their in-game names.
Wiggles and Giggles.
Wiggles and Giggles. That's right. Wiggles
Do
and
I
Giggles
remember
are...
who was which? Sure don't.
Sure
don't.
do not. Sure do not. That's fine. Robert is, I think, having some technical issues. He may be joining us shortly. We can hope, but we shall see. Amazing. Welcome in, everybody. Shimmy Gangot. Hold on, I got to say real quick. Shimmy Gangot, thank you for those gift subs. I appreciate that. And also, hi. Go ahead, Lydia. What did you have for us?
I was going to say, because I've always said that Taryn's boys look like 2 different styles of older Irishmen. And
My
so I have
boys?
2 names for them. Yes, your boys. I believe that their names should now be Seamus and Podrick.
Yeah. We've had this.
We'll have to discuss. Seamus, was it Seamus? We had a very, very, very Irish name on the list, and then I was like, I'm gonna forget how to spell this. And this is
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah,
That tracks.
I mean, that's accurate.
I love it.
I
yeah,
thought of
no,
a topic
Seamus
of
and Podrick.
conversation.
Did you? Okay, well,
Because
let's...
we struggled so much last week.
I wonder why.
The banter
Not much of a struggle.
queen.
I think we did kind of well.
The banter queen is ready for this week. What you got for us?
So I have therapy tonight, and I know we've brought up my therapist on the podcast before, and I was thinking there has to be the therapist somewhere that specializes in end of D&D game therapy. So like that they sit with our crew and say, okay, let's talk about what's going on. Let's talk about how we're going to heal, how we're going to move on from
How we're going to let go. Exactly.
Yeah. So that's
Honestly,
it's not going to be a long conversation, but I just am putting it into the world.
An important one.
That someone needs to do that.
I just thought we were not moving on. I thought we were just going straight into series 2. Wasn't that the plan?
Was
Keep
certainly
talking that way.
Robert's plan. Yeah, I mean, I'm just, regardless of whether or not we go straight into series 2, I refuse to let go, vice grip on the memories of this game. So I will live forever between the years of 2017 and 2023. First half of that's okay.
Those years are
Yeah, first
pretty
half's
good.
okay. Yeah.
But no, the real key is just to re-listen, because I'm already in Frozen Land in my re-listen.
Oh,
and
nice.
it's delightful.
Wow.
Yeah, we talked about that last week, how I'm really excited once we're finally done with the 10 episodes to be ready for my re-listen. You refuse to let go, then what was last week? Listen, we're not done yet. I haven't let go yet. There's an episode tonight. I can't say anything about
anything else in the future, but there's an episode tonight.
That's the thing. That's why I'm glad we have everyone here, because secretly we really need a lot of banter that doesn't have to do with today's episode, because we literally can't reveal anything about it.
It's true.
So
It's true. Gag
we should
orders
talk about
for a
anything
week.
and everything else.
Seven says, I'm sure everything's fine. Yeah, everything's
Gag
totally
order is
fine.
A lot longer than a week, to be fair.
It's true. It does. It's true. It does. It does. Yeah. If you weren't with us last week, I mean, we do have a previously on at the top of this week, so that will help. There was a pretty intense ladder hanger. 3 of our 4 PCs managed to achieve their goal and siphon elemental energy out of their node, and then the nodes blew up. So I don't know. We'll see. We got about 19 minutes that you all have to sit in agony and wait before we show you. But yeah, that's coming.
In the near future. What? Oh, I will say.
Oh.
Have we all finished The Circle, the latest season of The Circle?
Oh my God, are we just doing a full-on banter section? Because absolutely, I'm here
Yes,
for it.
that's
And
what this is.
yes.
This is what this is for, right?
Listen, I haven't had
Yeah,
all
that's
4 of
so
you, so
long.
it's been a little weird and disjointed. But now I've got all 4 of you, so oh my God, yes, can we please, being very careful to avoid spoilers for people in the audience who have not finished the most recent season, can we talk a little bit about The Circle?
Yes, I would love to. I think it's a really good. I mean, I think it's a great season overall.
I thought it was a
I
really
think-
good season. And in comparison,
I
I
mean-
realized how kind of boring season 4 was.
That and also how rapidly, like, they kept throwing twists in there this season.
I have a
felt
question.
Yeah.
So I have watched, I think, 2 episodes of season 2 and then had children, more children. And so I haven't watched more, but now when I'm doing the dishes, I'm watching stuff like that. That's like very, like I watched Love is Blind to be
Sure.
like, oh, see, it's not so bad to do dishes.
It's
every night
okay.
For 5 years, fine. So should I skip? Because I've heard such good things. Should I skip to this most recent season, or do I need the
Oh.
background?
Have you,
I think
okay,
you
so wait,
can.
have you, so did you finish the first season? Did you just say this?
I watched the first season. And I watched like 2 episodes of season 2.
You can skip to
You
5 if you want.
should be fine.
Okay. So just I know like the basics.
I don't think it's a spoiler because this was in some of the promo material for season 5. So I will say the reason that I asked if you've seen season 1, and I'll be a little vague, is because one of the contestants comes back.
Oh.
From season 1.
Uh-huh. And it's
Interesting.
delightful
Okay.
and also very bad.
Very bad.
Okay, so without talking about who wins or like who makes it any distance, who were some of your favorite characters? Because I was obsessed from the very moment they walked on screen with Chaz and Sam.
Yes. Chaz and Sam both. But to be honest, I liked, I guess, spoiler alert, a little bit Jennifer. I thought that was a very interesting,
Oh,
especially her dynamic with everyone else.
Yes.
I thought was
100
very, very interesting.
100%. Let me really quickly say, oh my goodness, welcome in, Raiders. Hi, Nerds of Legend. Thanks so much for bringing your folks over. I appreciate it. Welcome in. Hi, everybody. I'm Eugenio. I'm DM Jazzy Hands. These are the wonderful players on The Last Refuge, and we're getting ready to premiere Season 10, Episode 3, the finale season of our podcast, and we're so happy you've joined us for it. Welcome in. And also, hello, Tanya. Welcome in. Yes, and I want to talk so much more about Jennifer, but we can't really. But I will say that, like, Jennifer grew on me in ways that I never expected her to.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Same.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a favorite, Karin?
I mean, I also really grew to love Jennifer, but I thought Raven was great. I really loved her. I loved the dynamic with her and Paris.
And Paris, yes.
So good.
So I always say Chaz and Sam because, like, from episode 1, they were like, hey, I'm with, like, these are my ride or dies for this season. But the more we got to know Raven, so Raven is deaf and competed with an interpreter who was with her, but who didn't contribute to any of her communications, just interpreted for her. And as we got to know the two of them, I was just so delighted by them. So yeah, Raven is a very close third for me in terms of like I would want to hang out with these people.
You could tell their relationship was special. Like, it
Yeah.
wasn't just like they were friends, and
Yeah.
that's why he
Yeah.
was brought on the show.
Yeah.
It was very sweet.
I'll
He was
do
cool.
it.
I'll do
Yay!
it.
Well, that's the media rec for this week.
Yeah, hey, we
what was
did it.
4 or 5 of The Circle.
Yeah, season 5. Yeah.
Season
And I
5.
don't know if we're getting any more. Because Michelle
Is that
Buteau
it?
a little while ago tweeted about how they had signed her for 5 seasons, which doesn't necessarily mean they won't make more, but like that's all that I know that Netflix has ordered. So we'll
Well,
see.
TBD, I guess.
But I've also been told by some internet friends that if I need a fix, you absolutely should go watch The Circle France.
Oh, I'm into that.
Apparently, The Circle France is perfection. So,
Are we going to learn French as we do it?
Oui, oui.
you know, I mean, presumably you put the subtitles on, but I don't actually
My
know
French
if
is so good.
I'm real curious if they dubbed it, like if there is a dubbed version in English.
So I don't know about The Circle, but I do know because Netflix keeps trying to sell me on The Ultimatum France. that,
Okay.
that one is dubbed. At
Oh.
least in the previews that I keep getting fed by Netflix.
That's the concept of dubbing a reality show, particularly one like The Circle, is sort of fascinating to me. Because on the one hand, like, we get so much from the tone of voice and the whatever, but on the other hand, also, like, maybe we're just getting the Circle experience because nobody else gets tone. None of the contestants get tone from those written messages.
Mm-hmm.
So that's sort
That's
of
true.
all right. Well, now I'm getting philosophical about it. What
Yeah,
else?
right, I know. And I'm like, my next media rec is,
Yeah.
if anybody has, I know I texted the
Oh, you were serious. Okay.
DM. I'm very serious.
Yeah, do
I
it.
texted you two about this, but Lydia, do you have Peacock?
Oh,
Yes.
You do. You should
I
watch
do.
The Traders. I think you would enjoy it. I
Traders?
think everybody in this group would enjoy it. It's like
I will take a look at it.
Alan
what is it?
Cumming is
What-
the host.
Oh, I love that. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I did see an ad for that recently. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not a big reality TV, but I do love
Uh,
Alan Cumming. So I'll take a look.
listen,
Yeah.
But I
but
will say,
go ahead.
there is a show on Peacock that I do really like
Oh.
called Resident Alien with Alan
Oh.
Tudyk.
Oh, I've heard
It
of
is
this. Yeah.
Hilarious. Alan Tudyk plays an alien that is crash landed and has taken over the body of a doctor in small town Colorado.
That sounds
And he
like an
learned
Alan
how to
Tudyk road.
speak
Yep. mhm.
English by watching episodes of Law and Order.
Oh, nice.
I love that. That's great.
That sounds really
That's
fun.
great.
It's Alan Tudyk is amazing.
Yeah.
And just his physical comedy is amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, story, everything is really it's been fun. The characters
Okay.
are ridiculous.
I love it. For what it is worth, Lydia, I do not. Well, I am probably more into reality TV than you are, but like I don't do Survivor, I don't do Amazing Race, I don't do a lot of that. I don't do Big Brother, I don't do any of those. But something about The Circle, man. And maybe it's just because I'm moderately chronically online because I have to be. But like, there's something about. I don't know what it is. It's not that they're all nice, but it's that they're all. I don't know. I think you'll enjoy it. I do think you'll enjoy it.
I was listening
The
to
Circle
a
or
recap.
Traders?
No, The Circle.
The Circle. I was
Oh.
listening to a recap podcast about The Circle, but it's actually the Bachelor recap podcast that I listened to. But they were talking about The Circle.
Incredible.
So, but they were saying the thing that's like really nice about The Circle is that it feels like it's like one of the few friendship like reality TV shows. Like it's really about like finding friends, and they all are actually like somehow friends with each other, even though they just have like 30-second conversations, and then they're
Yeah.
like, wow, I'm obsessed with this person, they're my family.
Yeah.
But it is very sweet.
I love it. I love it. So good.
I don't know if it's just that I'm an elder millennial or what. I'm just like, yeah, I'm trying to get away.
You are
from
not that much
social-
older than me.
No, but I feel like I was raised a little bit older than
Oh,
you.
well,
You know
that
what I
may
mean?
be.
Like,
Yeah. I know what you
I
mean.
spent basically all of my teenage years out in the streets of New York City. Like,
Yeah, well, that's
not at
fair
home.
enough. Meanwhile, I was out in
Not
the
doing
mean
that.
streets of suburban East Tennessee. So, yeah. fair enough. Nerds of Legend, congrats on finishing up your D&D session tonight. Sorry, I wasn't keeping my eye on chat, but I just saw. I hope it went well for you all. Hopefully, it ended a little better than our session last week ended for your players. But I love that long 3-year standing session. Love to hear it. We got about 10 minutes before we premiere this episode. Now, those of you hanging out in chat, you know we're not going to tell you anything about what's about to happen. But if you have some questions or something you want to say about last week's episode, you can feel free to direct that to us now. Because, like I said, we got about 10 minutes before we go to the premiere. But we're not going to tell you what's happening because you're just going to have to wait and watch.
I have a
I
fun
do have a book rec.
Book
If
recs and fun
anyone-
stories. That feels like 9 minutes worth of information.
Well,
so yeah.
So I was recently in Austin, and was with my brother, and we went to a place called Vintage Bookstore and Wine Bar. And
Oh my
I was
God,
like, "This
yes.
is my home.
Yes.
This is me." And so we had a lovely time. It was a cute bookshop with like our seating, and we had wine and chatted and talked about fun words. But as we were leaving, there were 2 ladies there that were working, and I said, "Listen, I've always wanted to do this. If you had to pick a single book in this whole place, what would it be?" And the only requirement is that it's a paperback. Which then my brother gave me crap for hating on hardbacks, but I'm like, dude, I'm traveling.
Yeah, exactly. They're heavy.
And one of the books I got was called Beach Read, which is like a newer romance novel, and I don't read a lot of romance, but I flew through it in 3 days. And like literally finished it this afternoon, put off everything else to do, and just read it.
Okay. Tell us the title again.
It was a good recommendation. Beach Read. It's Emily Henry.
Beach Read?
Beach Read.
Emily Henry,
Okay.
right?
Steamy.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not super steamy. Like some good parts, definitely some of those like, hey,
Well, if it's
you know,
not super steamy, what are we doing here?
I want super steamy.
Yeah, give me a horny one.
I mean, there's like
Taryn
there's
just got
like
upset because I
blood
said
and ash
horny.
series.
Yeah, there you
Like, I'm
go.
on air.
Taryn is Mom Taryn is really upset about horny.
I was fine with it on the show when I
The horny hydra. That's right.
was. Yeah.
horny idea. Romance, not erotica. If I wanted nothing but steamy, I'll read some erotica. But the romance, you got to get a little, you got to get some foreplay in there, right?
Yeah, but then you
yeah,
gotta
with
get
that.
to it.
Well, they do.
Taryn's gonna leave.
She's gonna leave this call right now.
All right. So that's a
You're the
good
one with
book
kids.
rec.
We
We
know
got a
what you've been
TV show
doing.
TV show rec.
Fun story, Taryn.
Yes. So obviously my video just disappeared. And if watchers, not listeners anymore,
That's right.
go back and watch or listen to the moment right before I disappeared, you might hear. I don't know if it made it on air or not. My husband was about to go walk dogs and didn't realize that we were live, and walked right behind me, so you probably couldn't see him. And he said, "Do I need to put on pants?" Because he's in pajama pants and about to walk the dogs, but no one could see him. And I just thought, oh my gosh, I think all of Twitch just heard my husband thinking that he was going to be on Twitch.
Oh my God.
Do I need to put on pants?
I love that, and I cannot wait to go check this VOD in a couple of hours to see if we could in fact hear it, and if we could, to clip that thing for posterity. Oh my God, I'm obsessed. One of my favorite things, and that is mostly not a passive-aggressive comment. One of my favorite things about editing the show for almost 6 years is hearing the various roommates and significant others and whatevers puttering around in the background and occasionally yelling something loud enough to get picked up on mic and crack me up before I immediately cleanse it from the audio. But Keith has given us many years of just real bangers. I love it.
And you can probably hear my daughter singing right
Yeah,
now.
I was about to say, Cheeky's made some
Mhm.
appearances as well.
Cheeky has
We
definitely
let
made some
her.
appearances.
We made her into a character though. So.
Oh yeah, she was a little
Well,
bird.
that's true, but
Yeah.
more so.
But then
like,
I
when
was
she-
like, "This is too scary. I can't let the bird."
Right.
You wouldn't have killed the bird, for heaven's sake.
Okay, you say that now. What happened
Bird
last
has a
episode?
million
Are you gonna?
hit points.
Well, I didn't say I wouldn't kill you. I said I wouldn't kill the bird that represents your real life daughter, for heaven's sake.
I have one more topic. I
Oh,
think
by
that
all
this-
means.
I
We
don't
got
think
5
it's gonna get
minutes.
us all the way there. Yes, trust
Oh, boy.
issues. It's
Yeah,
been
see?
how many years?
Don't
How long have we
listen. You're
been
making
friends?
me look bad. Disa, don't listen to them.
We actually, if you go back and listen to our Terran Talks episode with me and Huge, it has we play a game. I forget what I named it, but something like
Yes.
"Do I trust you?" or something.
Yeah.
So
Answer
yeah,
was
that's
just
in
simply
there.
no.
Go back to that. So we started watching The Last of Us, and
Ugh.
as with every
Heard it's good.
HBO show, we like turn it on, and I go, "Oh, I'm definitely going to be able to handle this HBO show." I'm
Oh
totally fine."
no.
No, sure not. Sure was not fine. Anyways,
Oh yeah, that
I-
opening
I'm
flashback
surprised.
sequence ends very badly in
Mhm.
general for anyone, and particularly badly, sorry, spoilers, small spoilers, for parents.
yeah.
Oof. Oof.
And like I knew,
Really
like my
excited to
husband
watch this
played the
show.
video game, so I knew like what was coming.
Mm,
But like I was like, I'm gonna be fine. I'm fine. I was not fine.
yeah. Yeah,
The
no.
nightmares were awesome though.
Oh, you didn't call me. I'm hurt.
Well, you know why?
Why?
Because my daughter likes to talk about her dreams now.
Yeah.
So
Oh, God.
every
Oh, yeah.
morning
We've heard.
we wake up and she goes, "Mommy, guess what I dreamed about last night?" And I purposely try to do it in front of my husband because he hates it.
Why am I jealous of your daughter? I'm
Well,
the
well-
dream repository.
Watch
You,
out.
if it makes you feel
You know what?
any
No,
better,
I can't
Karen,
tell her
that
my
tickles me.
dreams. Yes,
No.
that's true. Yes, that's true. I bought
Oh, man.
Lydia a how to decipher your dreams journal.
Yeah, she brought me a
last
dream
year,
dictionary.
and she was
Yeah.
insulted because she.
I was like,
she
"Oh,
thought I
so
was
you don't want to
saying,
hear
like,
about my dreams anymore?"
Yeah, please
okay,
do not contact me.
Oh!
fine.
Ah!
A way to keep it.
So you're
touch,
saying
for
I got to get
sure.
Taryn a dream journal for the next holiday,
No,
just to
because
pay
you're
it
saying
forward.
that you want to take
Yeah, but
the
I can
dream.
lie about it to
I'll
get
message
retribution
you.
for
I
Lydia.
I can't tell her like, "Oh, well, you know, in Mommy's dream last night, Daddy asked to marry someone else." He's not,
Probably
he's
not.
not cheating anymore. He's just straight up asking.
Oh my god.
We are having fun.
Whoa.
This is, I mean, listen, if you've been listening to our show for 5.5 years, none of this is new to you, except
No.
maybe it's like ratcheted up a little because I can't edit it. But if you are new to The Last Refuge and enjoy this, do I have good news for you?
What does our banter start in season 2?
It starts in earnest, I think, around like midway through season 2, maybe.
When you finally gave up and you're like, this is
Whatever,
gonna be
just
part
do
of
it.
our show. Yeah.
There's like 1 or 2 episodes in the first season where you get
Sure.
a little bit of banter, but
Sure.
not this.
Sure.
It's like a comment here, there, and then we're off.
Yeah. Well, we have time for a comment here or there because we got about 60 seconds before I send the episode live. So anything else we want to say?
I miss your faces.
We can't say. I know.
Aw. I miss everyone.
I know. I miss everyone too. I don't remember if this episode has a Taryn couldn't make it because at the top of it.
There's one that doesn't have it.
I think it might be this one actually. Because of course it
opens
is.
with your monologue.
Yeah, of course it is because it opens
Oh,
with
yeah.
a monologue because things happened.
Things happened.
Listen, y'all, we were all so excited about your reactions in chat to the end of last week's episode. It was like it gave us all such like a high, which was great. And now we're all so excited for you all to see this episode so we can finally talk about what happens. So we're gonna get ready for that shortly. In fact, I'm gonna go make sure that everything is up and where it's supposed to be. If it's not, well, we in trouble, but that is what it is, I suppose. Okay, that's correct. All right, it is 7:30, so I'm going to switch us over and start the episode. Enjoy. This episode is a little bit longer. It's about 1 hour and 2 minutes. And whoever, I don't know that we'll necessarily have all 4 players with us at the end, but whoever's still around, we will be here to chat for about half an hour afterwards or so. So stick around after the episode, but time to stop torturing you all and send you over. Enjoy Season 10, Episode 3, everybody. And we see the 3 of you on the material plane. Hands placed on the node. And the nodes begin to glow. And then you begin to glow. And the power rises. And the energy increases, and it becomes painful. And then there's a flash. And anyone on the surface sees in the sky that red beacon goes out. And the blue beacon goes out. And the yellow beacon goes out. The green beacon remains, but only that one. The next thing everyone on the surface sees are enormous, incinerating explosions come from the nodes. And when the light fades, there is nothing left. Only Bizdira, unconscious by the eastern node, the key lying on the ground, glowing softly, pulling towards the node itself. And that's where we're going to leave it for this week. It's quiet and dark. Peaceful, almost. 3 of the colored beams in the sky are gone. That's a good sign. Not perfect, but good. That must mean that some of the siphoning succeeded. You shudder, thinking about that consciousness that so carefully mimicked your own, dying in a flood of elemental power. You wonder what their last thoughts were. And then the sun begins to rise, and you can see the devastation ahead and behind, and you refocus on what lies ahead because there is much to be done. Welcome to this week's episode of The Last Refuge. I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, DM Jazzy Hands, and with me I have...
Bizdira. Kit!
Bria.
And Flick.
Welcome back. It was all a dream. No, it was all Glorp.
Glorp!
You all
It
knew.
was all Glorp.
You knew how dangerous it was. It was a hard choice to give up those elemental keys, knowing you probably won't be able to get them back for the fight. But
I could get mine back.
yes, Glorp Bizdira is, as we speak, just running across hundreds of miles of ocean.
Glorps don't get tired, right? Bringing the Earth Key, which is useless for Bizdira.
yeah, right. How we doing?
There's something to that. Glorps don't get tired. There's something, I don't know whether it's like a new campaign. I don't know. There's something there. I don't know. There's something there.
I don't know.
No?
Something.
How we doing?
Good.
How we feeling?
Again, I've said nervous every time, but
I
I'm
know.
still nervous.
I mean, look, okay, so this
Yeah,
is.
I feel
go
like we're
ahead.
getting more serious now. Like we've been able to be kind of jokey, and now it's like, okay, we have to kind of start to get serious.
Rein it in.
Yeah.
Well, this is the first
Focus.
episode that you all are actually playing your current 14th level characters.
Yes.
13.
Or Flick. Yeah, the first episode you were the NPCs. The last episode you were your Glorps. And now you're finally you. I guess I should say, right? Like, I very clearly had scripted parts, right? Some descriptions and things that I wrote out. And you all knew that the Glorp versions of you probably wouldn't survive if you succeeded in siphoning.
Mhm.
In fact, it's very weird that Bizdira survived because you were either supposed to die by creatures or by this. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Always the
Um,
one to die. Always.
But you didn't know who was going to survive, and you didn't know what was going to happen on the way there. So the scripting sort of ended with like my cheesy dramatic readings,
Right.
Like,
No, not cheesy.
I
Good.
mean a little.
Mm-mm.
Perfect.
So now it's for realsies. Now you have your character sheets and what happened. Oh, thank you. Yes, welcome
Turn that
back.
over.
Welcome back, Bria.
Welcome back, Bria.
Bria's here.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're so welcome. So now it's real.
No.
Let's go. Should we go?
You want to do it? Oh my god, he's so, listen. This one
I'm
that always
nervous,
wants to like
but I wanna
let me
go.
banter more. This one and Bria. All right, all right. Let's do. I got some more written descriptions
Okay.
for you. Where are we? Okay, here we go. Flick. As the morning dawns, you can see thick black smoke mingling with the clouds high above the heart of the world. The wind whips you in the face as you stand at the prow of one of the airships that you were provided with to lead. There are 3, and yours stands or floats at the front of a V formation. You are leading the air fleet to the heart of the world. In your fleet, you have the Glorp people who are coming with you.
Okay.
There are 15 of them per ship, approximately, and each of them, very carefully, contains a little tiny kernel of a delayed blast fireball inside of them.
Careful, everyone. Steady as she goes.
Nobody sneeze. Bizdira and Bria, you two lead your own fleets. You two, however, are leading the water ships, which is a funny word to have to say, but we have so many different types of
Kind of
ships. We have to,
redundant.
yeah. Each of you leads a small little fleet of 5 water ships each. And as you two look around, as the morning dawns, you see flotsam filling the oceans, detritus from the destruction wreaked upon the world's landmasses in the past few days. You see broken tree trunks, fragments of buildings and torn vegetation floating haphazardly, even this far from any single landmass. The salt air that you breathe in has a tinge of rot and decay on it. Now, each of you, as I said, is leading a fleet of 5 water ships. Each of your 5 fleets carries largely people from the Western Island and some folks from the world below. There are 6 in total between the 2 of your fleets. There's about 60 kobolds, 40 orcs, 25 Yuan-Ti. They did come through, a few of them anyway. And about 25 assorted folks from the world below.
How many you want to?
25.
And then 25 is ordered.
Yep.
Look at me making
I know.
Everyone's taking notes.
They're all afraid of me.
At this point, yes, very much.
I'm actually on camera this time, so I have to look like I participate.
Finally, Kit. You lead your fleet of 2 submarines.
Woohoo! Submarines!
Your view through the window of the submarine that you're in shows yet another school of undead severed hands floating by. It's the 3rd that it's the 3rd of these schools that you've seen since you departed. You count yourself lucky that you are inside an enclosed space and can't smell them, but you know that all of this death living now in the waters is going to affect that ecosystem somehow. But that's a problem for later. You are currently leading 2 submarines. Yours contains a functional crew of largely kobolds, but more importantly, the submarine behind you is packed to the brim. Every available inch of space is just shoved full of various undead.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. And they're not like, they're literally stacked on top of each other in there. There are severed hands, there are tar zombies, there are ghouls with the long tongue. There's actually one of their tongues got caught in the hatch and has just been flapping in the water since you left.
Yes. I love that visual so much.
Just made that up and I'm really happy that it came to me.
Oh my god.
Are the schools of severed undead hands in the ocean part of my fleet of soldiers?
They are not. These are the ones
shame.
these are the ones that were out there buried on the sand and got collapsed into the ocean as the earthquakes began, so they were never under your direct control.
Lovely.
But as she goes, can she get their control?
Where's she gonna put them? The other one's full.
True.
You want to travel with a bunch of now damp, rotting, severed
and
hands?
They're gonna
They smell.
hold on to the ship.
I am asking the one leading the flotilla
I'm
of
giving
2.
ideas.
Absolutely not. We will leave them in the ocean.
Okay, great. A problem for later, kid.
Yes.
So, you all didn't have any direct connection to the Glorp versions of yourselves, but you saw the lights go out, so you know that at least 3 of them succeeded. And it's morning, so I don't know. Tell me, we're finally, for the first time this season, seeing the real you. What's going on?
Bastira is very disappointed in her Glorp copy.
Yeah, you would have gotten the
ambitious.
word.
Disappointed.
Well,
My
my-
Glorp.
The beam, yes, the beam is still there,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Dude, you've been Glorped longer than anybody else. Like, you
That's
had
true.
one job,
Deep
That's
connection.
one job, and
Deep
you
connection to glory.
It's true.
failed it."
Maybe it's like, you know, when you you keep creating something, like it gets a little less and less. You know what I mean?
Like a clone
Copies
of
of
another
copies,
clone.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fine.
How about you up in the air, Flick?
Well, it's
Here it
hard to
goes.
breathe up here. I will say I'm high up in the air and it's hard to
Yeah,
breathe.
it's not nice.
I would say he is just keeping the highest of watches. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he's so paranoid about anything coming out of the clouds or the smoke and just kind of taking them by surprise,
Yeah.
even though he can't be taken by surprise anymore. Yeah, I think he's just intently not only keeping eyes forward, but also below, because I assume that he's directly above the other fleets.
I would think so.
I would think that we're kind of traveling in
In a
3
big
rows. Yeah, just a
stack.
long row. This is like
Great.
all the way through.
Robert, we need to change it so that the attack
Yeah,
comes directly,
exactly.
from above.
I was
Yeah.
gonna
Yes.
say a nice lightning
Yeah,
bolt.
exactly right.
Get us all in one.
An underwater volcano.
Oh yeah, that
that
too.
was-
Both sides.
That's what happens when I make assumptions.
No, I think that's right, and I think it's also very right that Flick can't. I mean, for whatever brief instant, is glad that the yellow light went out, but can't
even-
celebrate it.
right.
Can't. Yeah, that makes sense to me. How about you, Kit, down underneath the waters?
I mean, I assume I can't see that the lights went
Oh,
out.
I
since
mean,
I'm
I,
underwater.
if you wanted to, I mean, you knew sort of what the timing approximately was going to have been. So if you wanted to surface to try and,
I put up the
oh,
little
periscope,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
little
like,
magical
"What's going
periscope.
on?" I'm like, oh, good job, self. All right, and then we go back down.
Yeah.
I love this. This is whatever we've created here.
Yeah, it's my little periscope that I made with my hand for the podcast
For any,
listeners.
For any bluey parents out there, we've got Sean who is joining us.
Oh, that does.
So-
Okay. Australia, go on.
I was going to say, then we quickly dive back under the
Sure.
surface because we have to keep a very close eye out for any horny hydras that might
Oh,
approach.
true. That's dangerous. That.
Very
Yeah.
important.
Can we get the horny hydra to fight with us?
You had 14 months.
I think Flick would have put his foot down there. I think that,
I feel like
Absolutely.
I feel like
not.
at one point Kit like went underwater and tried to like cast Dominate Beast to bring it to our side, and it just like it didn't work.
It
I
just
was
got
like,
too
It tried to
horny.
mate with
exactly,
you.
it was too
I don't
horny.
know. I
It
kind of
just
probably like the dominate part.
It's more of a dom, so it was sort of a
conflicted.
Bria, anything we should know about the head of your fleet?
Yes, I would love to make a Constitution save.
yes.
Of
How did I
course.
not think of that?
Oh, it's glorious! What a glorious roll that was. I will not be using a lucky for that.
Good.
That will be a 3.
Oh, you much like Flick can't enjoy the lights missing from the sky, but not because you're anxious, just because you're throwing up.
Head over the side.
Yeah.
Everyone on my ship is feels bolstered by that. They really feel like they're being led.
Well, I have a question about this because let's be honest, Bria knows it's coming. So what are the odds that Bria might have like cast some sort of like overlay illusion to try it, like the top half of her body continuing to stand up while your front half actually just leans over the side and throws up?
oh my gosh.
Brilliant,
Love
actually.
No, maybe? I don't know.
You know what? I love the idea, but the vomit's gonna come out either way.
Well, that's
right?
true. That's a good point.
It just is everywhere.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
They're gonna regret it even more. So
Yeah.
maybe because of this, though, I find a very great. What's like a second captain's name?
First officer?
First officer.
First mate, whatever.
Because of there's someone who is just shows up and is going to be
With a
awesome
bucket?
for us, and we should definitely name them.
All right,
we
so,
know what they're doing.
as you all continue your...
I was with you, Bria.
Yeah,
I
know
wanted
you
the
were.
name.
I know you were.
Thank
You all have been traveling for a while now. You knew that it would take some time to get to the heart of the world. You've done it several times now. You knew that you wouldn't be able to siphon until B-Day, so there's no sense in getting there before that. But you left early so that you could arrive not long after the siphoning took place that first night. So you're close enough now to the heart of the world that things are getting rough, which explains the seasick, right? Storms, whirlpools, and schools of hands. Listen, if those get into the propellers, it's a
clubs.
nightmare.
Sinewy.
Yeah.
Ew.
So, gross.
God.
Gross.
You just had to. You had to do it.
Yes. This is what I do.
I know. I love you for it.
So we're gonna get you guys navigating through some of these environmental hazards that are popping up along the way. Many of which you've known about, or at least knew were going to be there at some strength. Probably worse than you saw before, but here they are. So we'll start up in the air. We'll start with Flick and the airships, and there is a storm that has rolled in. You've been watching it since the light came up, since dawn broke, and you can see the frequency of lightning strikes is unnatural, and the winds change direction unpredictably. And you know it's coming, but even so, when it hits, it's a lot. So what are you doing to, in the moments before, prepare? And then what are you doing to protect your fleet? And this can be spells, but also we're going to be making some ability checks here, so talk it out for me, Flick.
Well, I think he's gonna try and not necessarily calm everyone, but almost like steal everyone's emotions.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
Sort of get everyone together, warn everyone that we have a storm a brewing.
Great.
And I think if you'll allow me to maybe make like a charisma persuasion
I love that.
check
Absolutely.
to, persuade everyone into thinking this is not going to be as bad as
Or to be and to be ready and ready to do what they got to do. Absolutely. Yeah. Keep the crew calm. I love that.
That is a 22.
Yeah. When the storm hits,
Doing the
everyone
thing.
is. What'd you get on the die? I think we have to know because Karin's face is amazing.
I rolled a 9
Oh.
on the die.
No, you didn't.
That's a 6.
Oh, I misread.
This is the problem of us all
Oh,
being
yeah.
because the 6 and the 9 are so close to each other. So the 6. Okay, so now
Yeah, one of
it's
them's
a,
upside down.
It's a 19.
All right, a 19 is still enough.
still wild.
I know.
A 19 is definitely still enough. And when the storm hits, everyone is at their duty stations and ready. And they weather the beginning, at least, of this storm very well. Let's go down to the water. What's odd is, Bria and Bizdira, you all can see above you this incredible storm, but it doesn't reach the surface of the water. It's isolated to the air. You all, however, can see that maybe it's the winds of the storm that are having an effect, or maybe it's just everything else going on in the world. But you see a series of tidal waves, several mast heights high, coming for your fleets. What's the plan? And it can be either of you.
Bria, you got any ideas?
I have 2 ideas.
Great.
One of which was pretty similar to Flick's. Sorry, I've got my sheets over here, so now I'm gonna be
That's okay. That's
a
okay.
bobblehead. One of which was also persuasion,
Okay.
but more in the sense of rallying cry. Maybe we do some drumming, that type of thing, to like get
Oh.
everybody like excited, whatever. And then also potentially, as I have done on the ships in the past, some investigation to really like get everything prepared, make sure everything is tied, everything is ready to go, so that when we do hit those waves, we're gonna go straight through them like butter.
Okay. Well,
Pretty
listen.
sure that's not how that works, but sure. For anyone fishermen out there,
I know a lot about ships.
Yeah, clearly. We're going to be making several different checks. So why don't we start? I like the investigation one to keep an eye for like loose riggings or things that are going to be in trouble when the wave hits. A little bit of advanced preparation. So go ahead and do that. Biz, what are you thinking?
so I'm thinking more in the sense that she would probably be up in the crow's nest
Sure.
to give like shout out orders from there,
Okay.
tied the rope to the crow's nest.
Sure.
Very important.
We've
Very important.
managed to slide it into every episode so far. So well done.
But she's going to recommend to everybody like hold on to something, grab some rope, do all the things. Maybe my brain says make the boat back heavy so that it can go up the tidal wave. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, you're going to
like-
end up vertical, which is only going to be good until
Right.
a little
But then
under
they'd
90
have to-
degrees,
yeah,
and
then
then
they'd
it's going to
have
be
to, like-
worse.
But like maybe she walks them through that, like, okay, if we start going up, we need to balance out. We need to do some
Oh, that's
kind
interesting.
of like.
So why don't we do? I would take survival for that. I would take investigation, but I know you're going to say no.
Please, dear God, no.
I would take survival for that.
Survival
Yeah.
and
Listen, you're going to get. Everybody's going to be making 3 different ability checks to
Okay.
get through this.
Perfect.
So, all right. So Bria, what was your investigation?
26.
Yeah, you find it's a good thing you checked because you find some loose riggings. You actually find a couple of places where the tiller on your ship is actually beginning to sort of come loose, and the last thing you need is to lose control of the rudder on this wave. So you call to the other ships and they check theirs as well. So it's a good preparation. How about you, Bizdira?
I got a 21.
All right, so yeah, you are out there and you're sort of watching and calling out, and you're doing maybe a little practice before the first wave hits, calling out for the crew to rebalance the ship, either with themselves or by pushing some of the supplies and crates that you've got. I like it.
Cool.
Let's get below the water and get to Kit. Kit, the first thing that you see coming is a whirlpool, which you knew was coming, but this one is bigger than any that you saw the first time around. It is incredibly wide across and incredibly deep. What's the plan?
I think I have a new favorite spell.
Oh,
and
tell
it's
me more.
called Control Water.
Yeah, so you can see why. Uh-huh.
So I would like to try to use
Yeah.
this to redirect
Okay.
the whirlpool.
Great.
Which is so a feature of the spell is that you can redirect the flow of the water. So I think it's like a little bit, it's a little bit of a creative take on
Yeah.
how this might work. But even perhaps if it's not moving the whirlpool away, I can use it to like guide the ships around the whirlpool.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I like it. Let's let's go ahead and do a spellcasting ability modifier check, so a wisdom check.
Great.
Which isn't, yeah.
I'm gonna use a different die.
Okay.
I'm gonna use the water one.
Oh, good. Oh, it's so pretty.
So
yes.
pretty. Everyone can definitely see it in the video.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that was a mistake. It's an 8.
Okay, so you're unable to redirect the whirlpool, but what you do is manage to get the 2 submarines in like a safe part of the flow that you're redirecting.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and do, I think, if I may, survival to sort of watch the currents.
Absolutely.
And the spell will give you advantage.
Oh, advantage.
Oh, I'm also going to need you, before you do that, to roll percentile, because
Oh,
you cast a leveled
no!
spell, and it is the
Oh,
solstice.
Moon magic.
All right, let me get that.
Where is it on my device? It's here.
That is a good question.
Oh, I'm so excited. We haven't rolled on this yet.
I am very scared. This could go terribly
This
wrong.
could be amazing.
That is a 59. Please don't be a fireball.
So you cast the spell, but you still feel that well of magic ability inside of you. You regain your lowest expended spell slot, which was that one.
Hooray!
There you go. All right, now let's have that survival check with advantage.
Alrighty. So that is going to be a. Oh my god, I just forgot how to do math.
Good timing. Thank you.
A 22.
Great. All right. So you're able to direct that current along the edge of the whirlpool. It's a little bit like you do some G's, right? Because you're flung around it. But you managed to do it. Let's go back to the air. The storm has hit in full now. What's happening next? There are lightning strikes everywhere. The wind is battering the flying sails. What are you doing, Flick?
My instinct is now to fly ahead of the ship. I have 2, right? 3.
You got 3. Yeah.
3 ships. Fly ahead of them and try and find the best way out of this storm to try and navigate us out of like wherever the clouds are weakest, wherever there is less lightning, wherever. So I think I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Either wisdom, insight, or survival.
I think that feels more survival.
Okay.
So let's do that. And then, do that first.
That is another 6 on the dice, so that is a 19 survival.
Okay. Now make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Okay.
Kid is losing it.
I'm just deeply offended by those modifiers.
This is like you're in your the perception, your passive perception now.
Yeah, except
Yeah,
those
but now
aren't
his
rolls.
is better than mine.
I know,
true.
it's
It
better.
is.
All right,
It's
Flick,
what,
what'd you get?
It's a 24 dex save.
24 on the dex save. Okay, so you do manage to avoid the worst of the lightning, but you do take 15 lightning damage as the charged air around you and also successful save halves the damage of lightning.
Okay.
So, but you are able to find a decent path out, a path where you find the least strikes of lightning. And so far that your fleet manages to get through without too many problems.
I imagine I also signal them with my flute. They follow the sounds of the music through the lightning and the thunder and all that.
Definitely loud enough to get
It's
through a
definitely
storm.
loud.
All right, water ships. Bria and Bizdira, the waves have hit in full. You've managed to ride one, but more are coming. And you can also see, that some of these waves are just ending. They are mid-crest in the middle of the ocean, which makes no sense. The waves shouldn't be cresting in the middle of the ocean anyway. And sometimes it will be at its crest and then just whoosh, fall without finishing. What's the plan?
That makes my stomach turn.
Yeah. Do we need another
Were
con
we
save
able to
real quick?
get slow fall or feather fall tokens for the actual ships?
Although I do think it's very funny if you gave them to the people on the ships, because the ships crash down and the whole crew just slowly.
By the time they get down, the ship's already gone.
Yeah.
Can she use like an insight to look ahead and just keep trying to give the crew as much information as possible of like, this is what's happening, this is what we need to prepare for, you guys go over there, like
And I mean, insight is to sort of detect the mood and veracity of someone and what they're thinking. So this sounds more to me like
perception?
I would take perception, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. You roll that up. Bria, how about you?
I want to do my drumming thing if that's cool.
Oh yeah, now yes, you see this coming. The crew is afraid, and now feels like the perfect time for a persuasion check from you.
Perfect.
Bizdira, how'd you do?
I got a dirty 20.
Nice. All right. So yeah, you're able to really sort of track you find patterns in the seeming chaos, right? You spot, oh, in fact, this is sort of happening at this rate and whatever, and you're able to advise the crew.
Guide them.
Yeah. Bria, how'd you do?
I also rolled a 6 that was not a 9, and that was a 22.
Kit, did you hear that? 6
I
turned
was
into a
ignoring
22.
it. I was ignoring it. I was choosing to tune it out
Got
because
it. Oh, I ruined it then.
everyone.
Sorry.
It's just very offensive.
All right, this is going so much better than your Glort people did. You've managed to get through the second one. Let's go back underwater. Kit, you have managed to slingshot around this whirlpool, but now you see the fourth and largest swarm of hands. And you're not sure, with the speed that you have been flung from this whirlpool, you're not sure if you're going to have time to totally miss all of them. And like I said, I wasn't kidding earlier, they'll wreak havoc on your propellers. But there is still a chance. It's not impossible for you to avoid them. What do you do?
What do I do? I don't know that I want to cast another spell because I'm afraid again.
Yeah.
We're back to season
Oh,
1.
we're back to season.
We've made it so far.
Listen, I'm in a submarine. If I cast off a fireball
Not
in
good.
this submarine,
It's not good.
it's not gonna be good. So I think that I run to the, is it the cockpit if you're in a
What did
submarine?
we decide?
I know
We've
talked
done this
about
before. The bridge. I
The
think we decided on the
bridge.
bridge.
I run to the bridge, and I would like to use my, my proficiency with nature to try to take over the wheel, the steering wheel. Do we have one of those in a submarine?
Sure.
And
Listen, it's magic.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I would like to try to
The helm.
predict how the currents are going to go, so I can. Try to
Yeah,
avoid
okay.
them.
This is another predict the currents, but through
Yeah.
your familiarity with nature. I love it. Let's have a nature check.
All right. Can I do math today? That's a 25.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You see again, like Bizdira, you find the patterns in the chaos, and you're able to. I mean, it's close, right? If you feel like you can smell them, you can't, but it almost feels like you can smell them because you're that close as you pass by. You all are almost through. You can see the end of the storm and the waves and the hands. Hands. But you're not done yet. You got to get just a little further. The crews are exhausted but working hard. They are buoyed by your successes so far, by your near misses but successful. Flick, what's our last thing to get through the end of the storm?
I'm so tempted to try and bolster up my crew's confidence with a performance check.
I mean,
I'm a bard, right? I gotta go for it.
I feel like you do.
And we have, only half proficiency here, so this is we're really taking a chance.
Wait a minute. Let me can I just clarify something?
Jack of all trades.
Right, you're a bard that isn't proficient in performance.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's my favorite. Go on.
Mediocre.
Amazing.
Roll it. Mediocre.
That's a 9.
Oh.
So it truly is mediocre.
So here's what happens. It's actually not.
Oh.
It's great. It's maybe too good. It's so good that it distracts one of the airship captains.
Oh, no.
What? No.
Who is not holding on to their helm, to their tiller as closely as they should be, and the ship begins to drift, and before you can stop it, that ship turns and is struck by a lightning bolt.
No.
And a second later, 15 delayed blast fireballs explode.
No.
So, Brienne and Bizdira, you see this happen. You see one of these airships explode and begin to crash down to the waves, and that is the obstacle that you two now have to get your fleets out of the way of. What do you do?
I wanted to use acrobatics anyways on my side. So
So you personally, Bria, are going to flip out of the way of the falling airship.
okay, fine.
No.
I will
Listen,
use
I'm not
some
saying you
stealth.
can't use acrobatics. I just want an explanation.
No, did you hear my joke that I want to use stealth instead?
She's just gonna hide from them.
It's just gonna hide. If it can't see me, it can't fall on me.
Exactly.
I'm gonna give you a minute, Bizdira. What are you doing?
So I'm so mad because I was gonna do the same thing as Flick and bolster my people with a performance check.
I mean, you can use it to focus them so that
Okay.
they don't focus on the falling airship.
So then that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start screaming out a speech of like, we knew this, we were gonna have casualties, we knew we were gonna do this, we have to keep going, we have to survive for the rest of them, we have to move.
All right, let's have that performance check.
Oh God, thank goodness for the banjo. Let me tell you what.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a 15.
All right. Before I tell you what happens, Bria, what is your explain acrobatics?
No, I will do. I'll do perception to see
Ah.
where everything is going, to
Great.
lead everyone to where they need to go.
Absolutely, go for it.
You crit.
Did you do it?
I crit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yay!
So we actually do some motherfucking acrobatics.
One of the ships leaps out of the air and flips around out of the way of the So Bria, your fleet manages, I mean, as one, tacks to the side, and you are able to miss the falling ship. Bizdira, unfortunately, 2 of your ships get sort of a mixed signal about what direction to turn and collide with each other. And 15 Yuan Ti and 15 World Belowers are lost as 2 of the ships sink. But, all in all, with a total of 15 vessels, you only lost 3. Could be worse. And ahead, as you break through the final lines of the storm and the waves and the hands, still funny to me. Oh, we haven't done yours yet. I was about to let you off the hook.
I was not going to say anything.
So there's a lot of debris between the airship and the 2 crashed water ships. There's a lot more flotsam underwater.
Great.
Kit to avoid. What you doing?
So, what was pointed out to me by story consultant Robert Humph
Oh dear.
is that control water is a concentration spell that lasts for 10 minutes, so I can keep using it without having to roll on
Great.
the chart again. Hooray!
Okay, all right, I love it.
So this time, rather than control the currents, I would like to create a whirlpool of my own that's going to pull
Yeah.
all of the debris out of my way, perhaps. What about Arcana? It's magic.
Yes, absolutely, to make sure that you can shape it to grab the debris, but not the submarines. I love
Yes.
that. Give me an Arcana check.
Go
It
for
is
the
Matt.
hand
You're
claws,
using that
too.
spell. Take advantage.
Haha. All right. 27.
All right, so yeah. Out of 15 different vessels, you managed to only lose 3. And as you get through the storm and the waves and the debris this time, you all can see the heart of the world finally ahead of you. And it doesn't look great, but at least it's not the open ocean any longer.
Thank the Jesus.
Now, what is the plan for arriving? You all have mentioned before that you hope to make your sort of base camp in that elemental earth cave, but you got to get there. So what's the plan?
Well, we got to find it first because we know that topography changes and
Correct.
it's changed probably pretty
Significantly.
drastically
Oh, yeah.
since the last time
The
we were
beach
here.
is gone. You know, there are new sort of little coves that are not the same as what you landed on the first time, Bizdira and Kit. Yeah, it's a different looking island.
Is this something that Flick could see from above, or can be one of his assignments from above?
Yeah, absolutely. I will ask are you, like, Flick, I suppose, could hope to find a place to land the airships close to the cave, but the submarines and the water ships aren't gonna make it to the center. So what's
Wait,
what's
we
the...
didn't install. Like,
Listen,
seats on them?
Bria. So what's
How
the
many months? 14 months?
what's the disembarkation 14 months. What's the disembarkation plan for these ships? I mean, is it just get people off wherever you can and then wander through the woods?
I mean, is it so wild to think that we land the ships and the submarines and we wait on the whatever the beach situation is, and
Yeah.
then the airships ferry people back.
That-
and
that
forth.
was
I think
my
that's
initial plan.
Yeah. I like that a lot.
Smart.
Okay. So as you all are disembarking your various vessels, and there are a lot, I mean, there's still 8 water ships left, and then and then you just have to start yanking undead out of the submarine, feet first. You know what I mean? Shooting them out the torpedo tubes. And...
Every once in a while,
Who
it
did
comes
we
off.
assign that to?
But it's definitely shooting them out of the torpedo tubes. And I imagine that Bizdira is like running around to catch it. Sorry, I hit the mic. Sorry. I'm too excited.
That's great. I love that. I love that very much.
It's like catching all the hands.
Yeah.
Hey kid. Hey kid.
High five.
No.
Take inspiration.
You know, he's gonna keep doing that, so just
I know.
use it.
I know.
To be fair, she hasn't failed to roll yet today, so
Well,
all right, so that is going on. Flick, let's talk a little bit about this recon then
Sure.
of the airships. Now, are you taking all 2 of your remaining airships?
I think we should go one at a time, but one leaves, like the first one leaves, we gather up as many people as we can carry. One leaves,
Sure.
and then is there a way, friends, that is there some sort of, oh, I can use a new spell.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast, at the risk of some wild magic something or other happening, a telepathic bond amongst us 4.
Okay.
And who else do we trust that's with us? Who's our like highest, most trustworthy, or who's gonna
My
go
officer that we didn't name.
first? Officer.
Your first officer is either Sniv or Dranks. Pick.
Dranks.
Oh, I don't want either of them to get hurt. I don't want them to be with us.
Did you see her face? I listen. You can make your decisions about Dranks. I think he would object to not being included on this.
Sure.
I think Sniv is the most experienced captain in the world. I think he
True.
has to go with you.
Sniv, Dranks,
Okay.
us 4, and we have 2 more people that we can have this bond with.
I mean, at this point, it's a little bit of a bond to just keep notifications open.
Sure.
So, like, if we need to toss 2 more people in the moment, that's fine with me.
Amazing. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast that, and also, I guess,
Roll percentile.
Here we go.
I'm so excited.
All right, the number
Right.
is a 27.
Fine.
What is
you
it?
feel your magic quicken, and for the next minute, all of your spells that have a casting time of 1 action can now be cast as a bonus action.
Well, I'm not casting any more spells in the next minute because I'm too nervous
Yeah.
to.
That feels like a
nice.
problem. All right, so you have the telepathic bond open.
So that way, once one arrives, once we find the cave, which I will kind of, again, be the scout for that initial ferry.
Great.
We'll find the cave, and then immediately when we do and we unload, everyone on the next ship that has already been loaded up will kind of switch off and start ferrying people that way.
There is one more person who I will say is with that first ferry. It's your sister.
Okay,
She offered to help,
that's fine.
and she feels like what she can do is scout around. She's good at that.
Mm.
And she's heard you all talk about this Earth Cave, and she has fairly strongly insisted upon scouting it before you go in to make camp. She is familiar in a very small way, right? But she's familiar with the planes. She was attuned to the Earth Key, so she has a certain connection there.
Makes sense.
And she wants her contribution to be that she scouts out the cave before you try and set up camp.
Sure.
So she's with you on that first ferry.
In that conversation, just instinctually, I think he's gonna be a little. He's gonna be.
Yeah.
A little skeptical.
And she probably notices and doesn't care. You're welcome to address it with her, but she doesn't. The way she has had this conversation, she wasn't asking or even suggesting.
Okay.
Now listen, you all are who you are. You certainly can do what you want to do and say what you want to say, but she seems to feel like she's not brooking any disagreement here.
I'm definitely not going to contradict her, but I definitely would like to roll an insight check.
Sure.
Just to, make doubly sure that she's not going to do... Wait, I lost the number. Where did it go?
It was a 20.
Thanks. Great.
Was it?
It was.
Oh,
That's why I was so excited. And then there
I
was
was like-
no response. And I was like, I don't want to give it away.
Oh my gosh. So that's a crit, which means it's a 33.
I mean, yeah, you know your sister well also, right? Like you are the hope that she gets to survive and get out of here, right? I think there's no doubt that she doesn't intend to stick around. She's not super keen on the idea of like living in a world saved by you four.
Well,
But if the world doesn't survive this, she's not leaving.
well, then she is. Well, this doesn't matter. His instinct would be that she is also in the telepathic bond then,
Sure.
but it doesn't last. It doesn't go through
across
planes.
Ah, well.
So
but
if
you
she
also-
finds it, then I will feel the disconnection.
Well,
and-
but it's not. She's not looking for it. She's going to scout
Oh,
it once you
scouting.
find it.
That's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So she'll come out, or she won't come out, I guess, if there's a problem.
Scary.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's have some, I guess, perception checks from you, Flick. Let's start with one to see if you can sort of figure out where this cave was. You know about where it was before, and the topography may have changed, but it looks like on the edges of the island, maybe, but most of like the interior hasn't shuffled around, right? It's just that there are valleys where there weren't valleys and mountains where there weren't.
The first one is a 16.
It takes an hour, and you still haven't found it.
I'm gonna use one of my precognitions for this next one.
Okay.
Just to give me advantage.
Yeah, absolutely.
The first roll is a 2.
Okay.
The second one is a 15 plus 13.
28. So you are able to, you focus in on the spell, the Sumer scale, on the divination magic therein, and you get a little bit of a flash of what the location around the cave looks like now. And so you set your scouts or whatever, your lookouts on the ship to look for very specific landforms, and somebody spots it. And you're able to go down and begin unloading. Your sister goes in and, says, give me however long, and if I'm not back out, you should probably find another place for camp.
Okay.
As you all are ferrying across, when do the three of you go? Flick, Kit, Bizdir, and Bria.
How many trips do you think it'll take?
I mean, if you cram the undead, 1, 2. I imagine you want to split up the glort bombs as much as you can, reasonably.
After that
Yeah.
performance that just happened?
I
Yeah.
think it's going to take. Well, let's make it easy. Let's say 3 more trips.
Yeah, so I think like we split up between the 3.
Okay, who's on the second ferry?
I'll go.
All right, Bria's on the second one. Who's on the third?
On the third, I just want to get all of the undead
Okay.
together on
Uh-huh.
one, which I think will take a while. But if we think that if there's one waiting for the signal to come back,
You know what? If you think the undead are going to take a while, it should probably be the second one because they're still looking for the
Yeah.
cave at
okay,
that point.
Okay.
then I think that makes
Okay,
makes the most
that makes the most sense to me too. Okay, so Kit's the second one, then Bria, you'll take third.
Mhm.
Okay,
And I'll
then-
take up the rear.
All right, Kit. Actually, all of you, the 3 of you, perception checks, please. Kit, what'd you get since you're on the first one?
Are you taking passive?
I will for this, yes.
19.
Okay. Bria, what'd you get?
24.
Okay, great. And Bizir?
We're gonna say passive as well, so a 12.
Okay. Kit, as you are going in, you're looking out, just getting a sense of the rest of the terrain, what you can see. You don't spot anything particularly out of the ordinary other than there are confusing weather patterns here. Of course, the whole of the island is covered by a dark storm, so it's never more than dim light at best here on the central island, in the heart of the world. But you see a couple of times, you see these vortexes of what is clearly ice and polar wind, because you watch as they sort of sweep across the island and occasionally just freeze whole copses of trees solid. And they extend pretty high up into the air. Several times you need to sort of tack the ship or maybe even fly a little higher to go over these enormous cylindrical vortexes. Bria, as you are traveling with your ferry, you see a couple of things down on the ground that are happening. You see occasionally there are whole areas of the ground that all of a sudden just turn to sand and mud, and you watch as rocks and any small creatures just sink into the ground, unable to escape it. Also, occasionally, and sometimes really close to these things, in ways that don't make a ton of sense, but you occasionally will just see whole swaths of the ground turn to magma. It's not lava. You can walk on it. It's semi-solid and in places cooler than others, but you see that the ground is ablaze suddenly. Bizdira, it's a lovely trip.
Breeze in my hair.
That's right. That's right.
It's great. Thanks.
Not long after you arrive with the final shipment, and I assume the airships are... Well, I don't know. You tell me. What's happening with the airships?
Is the cave large enough to... Is it
Not
too
to go
small?
inside. I mean, there's a place where you could, in theory, land them outside the cave if you wanted to keep one nearby. But of course, with all this that your friends have seen, a bit of a toss-up.
I'm afraid to anchor them in the sky because I think they'll be blown away or something of the sort.
Yeah.
I think probably landing them and maybe tying them down to
In the island, or are you going to land them out with the rest of the fleet
I
out
don't
on
know.
the
Friends.
coastline?
land or water.
I think my instinct says land and not to have all of our eggs in one basket. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, in that case, nobody's going to be on them but me and one other person so that we can anchor them, and then whoever that is gets on the back of my broom and I take us back to the cave. No?
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Or I can go with you and then I can use wild shape.
Wild shape. I
sure.
think that's great.
Sure,
yeah.
sure. Okay, so the ships, the fleet, the full fleet is all being anchored by the coast. That's great. That's probably the safest thing for the ships.
Probably.
All right. So in that case, it's not long after you two return, that you're waiting. You're still waiting for your sister to come out, and it's getting later in the day. It's getting close to the allotted time that she gave you. But then you hear footsteps, and she steps out of the cave, and she tells you that she has found a suitable place to set camp. It's pretty deep in. If you go deep enough in this cave, it eventually opens onto... She's not sure if it's the full plane of Earth or a little demi-Earth plane, but an open space where you could set up a decent camp. So there were a few things that she had to take care of in there, but she has taken care of it. There's a little surprise. There's a catch, but it's fine. Come on in.
Yeah, we should go. We should go explore what's going on.
Yeah. Kit may disagree.
No, she's not going to tell us. She's just saying, "Come on in."
She sort of is like, yeah. Come
It's
on.
not immediate, right? Like we're
No.
not, okay.
No.
Do we need
Is
to
it a
prepare
room?
anything?
She says, no. It's like it's all fine.
Okay.
He's fine.
E. Oh my gosh. Broom, go through the cave.
Vizier is very uncomfortable.
So you all follow her. Are you bringing everyone, or just the four of you first?
I think everyone.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Great. So everybody's following behind you. And you wend through this cave's tunnels for a while, and eventually you feel the difference, right? Even when you cross in, you can tell, as before, right, that there is a difference here. You are in a different place on a different plane. But the deeper you get, the more strongly you feel the weight of the ground underneath you, the more sort of solid everything feels. And eventually, the cave opens up, and you see floating earth motes and beautiful rock formations, stalactites and stalagmites, and different small alcoves and caves and tunnels in this enormous space, too big to really measure easily. And then you hear whoom, whoom, whoom. And suddenly, alighting in the center of the space in front of you is an enormous, looks like a blue dragon, but it's different. It's definitely a dragon. But it isn't a blue dragon. It's done. Filled with lightning. It has spikes on its back that seem to be not connected to its body. They're sort of floating there, as if caught in some sort of gravitational pull. And its scales are not just blue, they're almost a sort of gem color. Let me have nature checks from everyone. I will also accept Arcana if that's better for you. Vizier.
2.
Flick.
16.
All right, Bria.
12.
And Kit.
I crit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That feels good. Kit, you cannot believe what you are seeing. These in your home back in Faerun are almost myth. They are so rare. And certainly you never expected to see one here. This is one of the 5 gemstone dragons, gem dragons. This is a sapphire dragon. And with that crit, you know a little bit about sapphire dragons. Sapphire dragons live primarily solitary lives underground. They have incredible psionic, which is magic of the mind. They have incredible psionic control over stone and earth. It's a little unusual to find one not in the material plane. Dragons are inherently creatures of the material. So it's a little strange that this one's here. But the other thing you know, and you begin to maybe see why this dragon is so willing to share this space with you. Sapphire dragons are often fascinated, if not obsessed, with history. Big battles, historical events, world-changing moments. And as you sort of realize all of this, the dragon alights and says, "Welcome. Try not to be too loud." And the sister explains very quickly to you in hushed tones that she had to make a deal. And the deal is only that each day that you are here, the dragon expects you to give it a full report of what is happening. Because this dragon has seen many rises of the beast. And as far as he's concerned, they've all been the same. The beast comes, the beast eats and destroys, the beast goes to sleep. But your sister was persuasive and has convinced the dragon that even if the outcome isn't different this time, the process will be much more interesting.
Agreed.
Can we ask the sister, like, can we, in our hushed tones, I want to ask the sister, like, can we, is this dragon, A, does it have a name? B, will it let us
listen,
ask him some questions?
I love you, but I hate you.
You knew someone was gonna ask for the name of the dragon.
I didn't, because then if I'd known that you were gonna ask, if I'd thought about it, then I would have named it.
That's your own fault. You should know us by now. It's been 5.5 years.
Yes,
You know?
because definitely the detail that I needed to spend the last couple of days focusing on was the name of the dragon.
Well, we can
There
help
are
you.
so many name generators out there. Come on.
Yeah, and we
Anyway.
also frequently ask the names of the things that we
Everything.
encounter.
We
Frequently.
like to address the beings that we speak to by their names. It's only right. Or if the
All
dragon,
right. Anyway, what's your
if
other
the
point?
dragon prefers a title rather than a name, that's
Oh
fine
yes, he
too.
prefers Sir.
Okay, sir. Sir, can I ask you a question? All right, would this dragon be willing to tell us more about
No.
the beast?
Mm.
No, she
Even-
already asked.
Even like what it looks like?
No.
Nothing?
She asked that question.
Uh-huh.
She asked the question of what can you tell us? And
Ooh.
it said, no, I don't get involved. I observe. She asked what it looked like, and all she can tell you is he gave her a strange look, as if the question almost didn't make sense.
Mm.
Are we fighting an invisible beast?
I know you're not asking me.
That is that her only condition? Is that we give him, or is that his only condition?
Mhm.
That we give him reports?
Mhm.
And we keep our voices down?
Yeah, and you keep your voices down, yes.
I mean,
It
that's
do-
gonna
listen,
be-
it's bad enough that you're disturbing it.
That's good for me
I
right
mean,
now.
I have no problem with that.
That's great, actually.
That's-
That's the
sounds-
only way our
sounds
story is
fantastic.
going to survive. So
Right.
Oh God, Bria.
Well, We'll see.
Jeez. All right.
I will agree to those terms.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It seems
Yeah.
safe here, and we've, bunkered down here before. So
We can say, yes, we'll give it to you through music.
All right.
I'll do it.
Yes, you can do it, but I want to do something else right now in our last couple of moments. It is late. You all are exhausted. It has been a long day. The crew all of your crews worked very hard, and I think Kit has something special for tonight.
Yeah. So I think Kit looks around at her friends and the army that we've amassed, and yes, but even though not everyone can participate.
Yeah, that's okay. Everyone will eat. Not everyone
Yeah.
will eat the magic stuff.
Kit would like to prepare a feast to thank everyone for joining us to try to save the world. And so out of her backpack, she pulls this very ornate and jewel encrusted bowl that no one's ever seen before. And everyone's like,
Where did that come
Where'd you
from?
get that?
exactly. And Kit's like, oh, well, one day when I was doing my gardening, I hit something hard, and when I dug it up, it was this bowl, and I figured I'd save it for a special occasion, and that special occasion is right now. And so I place the bowl in the center of all of us and bring my staff down on top of it. And as I do, through my staff, you see pools of magic kind of falling off of the leaves of the staff. And we all sit down and we take our time and we enjoy the food and each other's company. And I think Flick probably plays us a couple of songs.
Sure.
And after an hour, everyone feels just a little bit more fortified.
And as you all sit down to this beautiful heroes feast that Kit has conjured up, that's where we're going to leave it for this week. Thanks so much for listening or watching this week's episode of The Last Refuge. Be sure to tune in next week to find out what happens next with the crew now that they have arrived in the heart of the world. You can reach out to the TLR team by leaving us a podcast review or by dropping us a line on Twitter and Instagram at @DND Last Refuge. That's at D, the letter N, D Last Refuge. And if you've got more than 280 characters to say to us, you can also email us at dndlastrefuge@gmail.com. Remember, you can catch the premieres of every episode this season live on Wednesdays at twitch.tv/DMJazzyHands. We're going to be playing the videos there on Wednesday evenings. Myself and other company members will be around in the chat to watch alongside you. And then if you can't make the live premieres, the video feeds and the podcast audio will be dropping on Thursdays. As always, I want to thank Robert Hupp, my story consultant for this campaign, and of course all of you for listening and watching. I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, DM Jazzyhands, and with me I have...
Ms. Dira.
Kit.
Bria.
And Flick.
Happy gaming, y'all. Hello. Hi, everybody. That was it. It was all glorp.
He's
It
been
was-
waiting to say that for
Oh my god.
a while.
Oh my god, y'all. It was glorp all along. So incredibly rude. Yeah, well. Yeah, well. Hang on, let me do this so that the cast can see me, because right now they're looking at the end screen of the video. There we go. Yeah, so it was all glorp, and we are rude, and we tricked you all, but now everything's okay because also we tricked you all, and I didn't kill them all.
That's true.
So I'm not
And we
sure
do
what
thank
you're
you
all
for that.
complaining about,
Not
to be
yet.
honest.
That's fine.
I mean, listen, we're not talking about future
We still got some
episodes.
to go.
We're not talking about the last line of the podcast. Oh my God, Master, but what if the whole thing was Glorp all along? That'd be pretty awesome. You let us think you did. Well, yeah, of course I did. Just like I let you think that I'd killed Bertrand in Motherlands, and just like I don't know that I gave you any. I killed somebody. We killed somebody. Cliffhanger in Rivals, but I can't believe it's not humanoids. Very good. All right. So if you're in the chat and you have questions about the series as a whole or tonight's episode, you can toss those in chat. Start it, please, with question, all in caps, so that I don't miss it, because I'm sort of half watching chat tonight. I will be honest. Favorite moments, because we always talk about that. So favorite moments from this episode, y'all?
I think we were talking.
Oh, have a good night, Shimmy.
During the episode about like how cinematic this episode is.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think one of my favorite moments is when I actually flub the die and the other ship blows up, and then that's the obstacle that then Bizdira and Bria have to face. I think that was one of my favorite moments.
It's really great.
fit.
It's a great visual, but it's also just a great improvisational storytelling on your part.
Device.
Okay, this is not compliment Jazzy time. This is what was your favorite moment of the episode time.
Why can't those be the same things?
They can coexist.
Oh, I have another compliment favorite moment.
Yeah.
The dragon.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. I need to. Okay, I will keep talking from here. I
guess we'll never get their name, will we?
Nope. Nope. And here's why. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Okay, wait. I'm gonna bring my camera back. Okay, so here's the true thing, right? Yes, I screwed up and I didn't think about a name for this dragon, because it was one of the things that Robert and I talked about. At least some of the content or some of the context of the conversation about the dragon with me and Robert was, okay, but what if they all die? Like, who's gonna know? Tell a dragon. So he was a bit of a late addition to our plan. So I didn't think of a name, and that was my bad. But also, of all the creatures in all of the universes of D&D, I can't think of a harder creature to come up with a name for than a dragon.
I mean, what about Fluffy?
True.
Well, so I definitely almost yelled Steve at one point, and I stopped myself because you all would have decided that his name was. No, I don't care about that. You all would have then decided that his name was Steve, and I was like, this august, ancient sapphire dragon cannot be named Steve. I'm sorry, I can't have it.
I mean, but now you've said it, so I think it's.
I think his name is Steve.
His name is Steve.
Steve Banbastorix. He goes by Steve.
Clip that so that we have that for.
No, don't encourage them. Steve the Sapphire Dragon. I'm so mad. I'm not gonna lie to you all. I really wanted it. Listen, so I wrote up the all of the personality and like horde stuff and for Sapphire Dragons in Fizban's. I wrote their personalities, ideals, bonds, and flaws. I wrote their creature pair-ups for encounters. I wrote their hordes, and I wrote their lair. But I also did that for Moonstone Dragons. And y'all, if I could have put a Moonstone Dragon in that cave instead of a Sapphire Dragon, if it had like made sense to me in terms of like the creature's nature, you all would have met the weirdest, most like charmingly irritating, bonkers energy dragon you've ever seen, because those are my beautiful Moonstone babies.
Series 2.
You feel like what, Lydia?
We need to redo the whole season.
Yeah. Okay. You got another grand for that studio.
We do have a question.
Oh, we do. What is you all's favorite snap named at the last minute NPC from the campaign? Oh, that's a good one. I know what mine is.
I know what mine is too.
Okay, Alex, do you know what yours is? I bet it will be.
Maybe, but I want to hear yours first.
Oh, okay. Karn, what's yours?
Bab.
Yeah, that's mine. Bab.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, mine was Bab, and the thing is, it's Bab in the context of that moment, because I got a like great Yuan-Ti name for one of that group, and then I just dropped the ball and was like, and then the others are Steve and Bab.
Even bad.
Not that Bab isn't a great name in general, but the context just makes it better.
No, I think
His name is 7 of 6. The whole government name. Traitor. What
Did we talk about everybody's favorite moment?
No, we didn't. We got your favorite
the
moment.
episode?
Yeah, what are y'all's favorite moments, Karin and Lydia? It's so weird calling you by your real names.
Karin, we talked about
I
the,
said the dragon.
Oh, the dragon. That's right. Okay, so Lydia.
Lydia.
That's a great question.
Oh, thank you.
I love the visual.
That's a great.
Well, I love the visual of the hands
Oh, yeah.
kind of like trying to swim along with the boats. But I also, and it's, and I said this to you guys off camera,
Mhm.
but I love seeing the growth.
Oh,
in
yeah.
Kit.
Yeah. Yeah, now
'Cause
it's be nice to
especially since I'm
Karin
new
time.
into it.
No.
Yeah. So,
Y'all, Karin can play D&D.
Hell
you know what
yeah.
I mean?
no. So I'm re-listening, and I'm just past the first season, and I'm like, oh, Karin, like you barely knew how to play when you started. And I never remember that because you've just grown into like this amazing spellcaster.
That's right. It's
And
true.
like especially being behind the scenes and watching you and Alex figure everything out throughout the season
It was
and go through all
wild.
this. I'm like, it's really wild, and it's awesome to see that.
We gotta
'Cause I don't feel
talk.
like I was like,
Go ahead.
no, I still feel like I hardly know how to play any of my characters, and you guys are killing it with all of these.
We got
I
at
think
the
that's
end
all
of the
us at certain
season.
points, though.
Yeah. At the end of the season, we got to talk about these two, Alex and Karin, planning in between episodes. And like when we would
That'll
go, when we
be
went
cute.
back to the
That'll
Airbnb for the night, and then the next morning, and then in between because we did. This is all still day 1 of shooting for us. Also, I think
This
I
is
mentioned that at the very
pre-lunch.
beginning.
This
But
is like the morning.
oh my God,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right because we started early this day. So
Yeah.
right now is when we took lunch.
Yeah.
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 After the 3 episodes that we have seen so far.
That's correct. Yeah, on day 1.
That's
So
really
we did,
wild to
and
think
then we
about.
did
I don't
2
like
more
that.
episodes. Yeah, I know. And then we did 2 more episodes this day, and then
Uh-huh.
we went back to the Airbnb and spent the night. And then the next morning we came in, and I think we started at 10, and we did the last 5 episodes of the season.
That sounds
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was our schedule. So yeah, we're still. You can also. I'm starting to sweat by this episode.
It
You
got
said that during the
warm in
episode.
there.
It got warm.
It did get warm
It
in
got
that
warm.
studio, but you said that during the episode. I was like, I was sweating like before we even got there.
No, I was actually
So I'm
fairly
very
calm,
glad
and
to
he
hear
did. Solomon did have the air on, but I think it had shut off sometime during the second episode, and he hadn't turned it back on because while we were having lunch, he was like, "Oh my God, it's so hot in here," and he went and turned on the AC.
I was like, oh yeah, well,
Uh,
there you go.
well,
Yeah.
Wait, did you talk about your favorite moment?
No. I don't know, y'all. The shooting the undead out of the torpedoes and Bizdira catching them
It's
is
fun.
a pretty great moment.
It's a
I don't know
fun
what to say
moment.
about that. Yeah, I think that's mine.
Great. Also,
You know what
where
else
are the
I
undead-
loved?
Oh,
What?
go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say the other thing no me. Everything is awful. The other thing that I loved, my other favorite moment, then we'll talk about the undead. But my other favorite moment was just the music that we put under the Heroes Feast. It was really sweet. I don't know. I was telling that while I was editing, I was like, oh, I didn't appreciate in the moment while we were shooting what a lovely and sweet moment this is before all hell breaks loose. Let's put some nice music behind it and other things.
And I think that it's nice that the episode ends that way.
Yeah,
because of
especially
what's
after
about
last
to
week.
come.
And what's
Yeah,
about to
after
come.
last week and
Yeah.
what's about to come.
Yeah. Okay, so about the undead, what was your question? Because then I have something fun to say about the undead.
Like where are they? Just like hanging out, like in the cave? Like, where are they?
What, like
At
right
this
now?
point,
I
like,
can't
now that
tell
we're in
you.
the cave.
Oh, in this point in the yes, yeah. There. I mean, you
we-
said you brought everybody in, so I assumed I mean, I don't think they were eating; they were partaking of the feast. But
That's
yeah, they're
true,
all
I
in there. It's a huge space, right? So
Yeah.
you don't even have to smell
except
them,
for the
really.
tongue boys, just,
Except
like,
for the tongue
tongue
boys.
boys.
Yeah, they're just.
Long time.
I love it. If there are more questions from chat, toss them in chat with question
Card
in all
does not
caps at the beginning.
approve.
There's something about the visual of the undead with the tongues.
Come on.
That was also caught in the hatch was also a good moment. Oh, Periscope was also great. Yeah.
What I love about the long tongues is that it's not magically like waving through the air. It's like with the wind. Like sometimes they're in the Southern Island, they're like
flapping.
Like they're all over the place. Or the Central Island, not the Southern.
So good.
Nope.
Eastern Island.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, right
so
now
much.
Central Island. Yeah.
We're right now Central.
Yeah.
We're at the heart of the world.
I don't know where you are at the heart of the world. You made it all together.
Wild. Yeah, that's also. I mean, like
Very
the
sorry
whole
for Wilbur.
endeavor over there. I don't know that like. I love how cinematic. I said that earlier, but like I love how cinematic that is. Like, imagine like switching from shot to shot, like underwater, in the air, on the sea. Like, I love all of that.
And I'll say that music that I put back there also does a fair bit of work to like make it epic feeling. And I was telling them backstage while the episode was going, this episode was so much easier for me to edit because it was basically that song for 90% of it looping, and then a couple of different cues at the end when you all got to the cave. But the last two episodes have been basically cut up in quarters. Every 15 minutes, I've had to change the track because we changed it with each one of your separate whatevers. So it was nice to just have
separate whatever.
One track. My favorite moment was DM recovering the the lamp from its near fall. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. When I tell you I dissociated from my body, I do not know what was said in that moment. All I could think of was, don't let this fall. Don't let it fall, it'll make a noise, and then you'll have to pick it up. And if you have to pick it up, like, is this a kind of space where you're gonna say, like, let's stop? Or is that just gonna, like, is Solomon gonna edit that? Am I gonna have to edit that in a month and a half? I have no idea what happened in those 4.5 seconds of play.
You know?
The thing is, I think it was all you talking, so you
I probably was! I talked straight through it! Oh, that was another favorite. That was another favorite moment. Just the way that I finally had enough, and I said no because I had known that you all were going to ask me his name. Then I would have named it.
Yeah. Also, I mean, yes, the dragon, so great.
The best.
Yeah, that whole section was pretty
dragon.
good. The whole section was pretty good.
Taking me so mad when she found out we need the dragon without her.
You didn't. It's not.
It is. We have the proof.
I know.
We have the proof.
I'm not getting out of this one.
Never. That's the problem with doing a podcast because everything is out there on the ether.
Yeah, I guess
for everyone
so.
to come back and be like, "Oh, hey, you remember that dragon is named Steve."
Yeah.
There will be somebody out there who does remember.
They always remember.
There always will be.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. Thank you for teeing that up.
Silly.
I've made that joke so many times in the last 2 weeks, and I do not know why.
Well, a classic never dies.
I mean,
it's very generous of you.
funny.
Thank
I
you.
have no idea what
It's
it's
very generous of you. It's the old Pepperidge Farm commercials. That was like this old dude, the white dude from Maine, and he's got that weird Maine. It's like kind of mid-Atlantic, a little bit southern, but also none of the above accent. And he, do you remember when times were easier? Well, Pepperidge Farm remembers. You don't remember these?
I
oh my
do
god!
not
I'm
remember.
gonna watch
can't
this.
say
I'm gonna
that I know,
find.
but I'm really enjoying your rendition of it right now.
I am literally searching YouTube right now. Pepperidge
play it.
Farm remember. Look, it auto-filled. All I had to write was Pepperidge. Here we go.
YouTube TV.
No. Hush, hush, hush.
Whatever draws the tears, darling.
Listen. We're gonna watch this together. I'm gonna throw this on stream,
Here we go.
and we're gonna watch this. Okay.
amazing.
It's 30 seconds long. It's gonna be
amazing
fine.
how much control you have on this platform.
What do you mean?
No, I just love like this. I can't believe that we get to do this right now. Like,
Oh yeah,
we get
we're
to watch
doing
this
this
video right now.
right now. Here we go. Hang on a second.
Love.
All right.
Remember making toast in a gizmo like this? Maybe you remember Grandma toasting homemade raisin bread loaded with plump raisins, swirled with cinnamon, that sweet aroma wafting through the kitchen. Pepperidge Farm remembers. They're making raisin bread like Grandma made. No artificial preservatives. A treat for breakfast, coffee breaks, or midnight munchies. Try Pepperidge Farm raisin bread. You see, Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Okay, so maybe I over-exaggerated how dramatically it was spoken, but still, Pepperidge Farm remember. Oh God, Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Wow.
I mean,
That was-
the quote's there.
I love it so much.
The quote is there. Definitely do not remember that.
Wild.
commercial.
Oh my God,
Nope.
yes. You remember making toast in one of these? Oh my God.
Oh,
no.
How the hell did we get
there?
here?
Beast
Christ
meat.
almighty.
I know, it was us, wasn't it?
Ooh,
It
probably.
wasn't you.
Well, anything else
it's
about the
fine.
episode? I'm trying to...
Yeah, I mean, this is also, if we're just thinking about like the end of whatever, like this is very much the end of the calm. Well, yeah, I would say it's the end of the calm before the real storm, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Feels-
Not that episodes 1 and 2 were calm. It's just that the audience didn't know all the
Well,
details.
maybe this is... I think that last week we were at this point, we were like, what can we tease about next week?
Yeah.
Is there anything that
Oh,
we can tease about next week? Do we know
yeah.
it well enough?
So, I mean, absolutely not. But but we can. Hey, D'Angelo, welcome in. We can definitely say, right, that we get to see and experience a little bit of the Central Island, like the expanse of the Central Island in the next episode. You all each got little tiny glimpses in your duo episodes. You're stacked up that way, actually. So it was Kit and Bizdira, and then Bria and Flick got their little quick trips to the Central Island. But now you really sort of, once the awakening is in full swing and all the elements are doing their weird shit, you get to really see like how bad things are. And is it you that gets in trouble, Bizdira? One of you gets in trouble out there. I haven't started editing because I'm
I
behind.
don't remember either.
But yeah, it's
I
fun
mean,
to sort
I
of finally
assume
see.
Don't we?
I do, but actually now I'm not sure that I'm right. Anyway, so yeah, we finally get to see a bit about the Central Island. What else? Any other vague details we want to leave them with?
I mean, this was a month and a half ago. I don't.
Yeah,
I
fair
don't know
enough.
much
Yeah,
has happened since
I'm
then.
also
I don't
like,
remember.
I don't know. Yeah, fair enough.
It's damn near 2 months at this point.
Yeah, it
Like
is.
legit
It is.
2 months. since we
Thanksgiving.
recorded. Yeah.
Which we posted about on our Instagram not that long ago.
I mean,
Well,
I
follow
hear we
us if
can.
you're not.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram. Also, the end is a pretty intense moment / ladder hanger. I will admit, probably not to the extent that last week was, but like it's up there.
There's a
I think
couple,
I
feel
remember
like.
what that is, but I can't. I'm not sure.
I think I do. I
Cool.
think I
I
do.
think so.
My
too.
card's like.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
so.
yeah, no, for sure.
You're
I probably
like,
have my notes
yeah.
somewhere. I can probably find them.
They're on my
I don't even
computer
remember
somewhere.
what happened yesterday, so like.
Yeah, well, fair
I
enough.
remember with a great assault.
Fair enough.
You know.
All right. Yeah. Same time, same place next week, y'all. Season 10, episode 4.
Last
Of-
call for questions. I don't know if.
Yep,
anybody's in
yep.
chat.
While I'm doing my little outro, if anybody has last minute questions from the chat, question in all caps at the front, please. So yeah, next week we will go live at 7. The episode will begin at 7:30. I think next week's episode's about 55 minutes, so that'll wrap about 8:25, and we'll chat just like this again afterwards as well. You can also, because there are a few moments, I know when we're streaming it on here, I'm trying to like not overtax any systems, but occasionally I know the video does go in and out on the streams. That is not the case on the actual videos on YouTube. So you should go to youtube.com/ I believe it's /@TLR podcast. I'll grab a link at some point and toss it in. But you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and then watch the actual videos there, or look around for those little moments that get missed because I'm fucking with settings. So those videos go up after these streams come down. The videos go up on YouTube. And of course, we're still releasing podcast audio because we are 5.5 years into a podcast. So the audio is going out. Those are going out on Thursday mornings with this season at 3 a.m. Eastern time. midnight Pacific. So yeah, if you miss anything, if you want to re-listen to anything, of course, if you want to listen to the backlog of the show, this was episode 250 of our story episodes. We have more episodes than that because we did bonus episodes, but of our story episodes, this was 250. So if you liked what you saw and this was your first time, first of all, I apologize because it probably made little to no sense. But if you're still here, check out the show, The Last Refuge, a D&D podcast. I will be back streaming tomorrow at my usual time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. We are playing Beacon Pines. It's this really cute animated, like choose your own adventure game. And you play like this 12-year-old anthropomorphic like deer. It's great. But it's so fucking creepy, y'all. It gets so weird. And like very upsetting danger towards children. Anyway, it's great. It's a good time. Come check it out. We might finish it up tomorrow, and if not, we'll finish it up on Tuesday. It's a pretty short game. So 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific here. If you're not following, hit the follow button. Would appreciate you. See you tomorrow for that. Tonight, however, we are going to, I think she'll be on for a while. Tonight we are going to go raid over to friend of the channel, Lady Luck 34. She is having a little sew-in chat. She's making a dress on stream and chatting with folks while she does. So we're going to go hang out with Mandy. Lady Luck is wonderful. I've gotten to play in a couple of TTRPGs with her, and she's also a wonderful clip maven. She comes to a bunch of my streams and streams that I'm on and clips everything under the sun. So she's wonderful. Go give her your support when we get there. Just hit the follow button as always. Thank you all so much. I will see you tomorrow at 2 for Beacon Pines. Say bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody.
They'll see you next week.
See you next week.
I'll see you tomorrow. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, get vaccinated, boosted, and wear your masks, please. And happy gaming, y'all. Bye. I didn't start the raid. It's fine. I'll start it now. They can still hear me too. So they can't hear you, but they can hear me. Lady Luck 34. Okay, 10 seconds, y'all, and we'll raid. Okay. You know you love it. Okay. And 3, 2, except this is behind, so you're already going to be gone. It's fine. Bye.